Alright, guys, welcome to Flavo Rihanna's MMA show. I'm your host, Flavo Rihanna, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. Alright, guys, we got some news. A banger of a fight. It is Marlon Chito Vera versus Cory Sandhagen in a fight night main event in the luxurious, infamous Apex on February 18th. It'll be a bantamweight showdown. I cannot wait. I'm actually kind of sad that it's in front of a crowd. It's not in front of a crowd. These Apex cards, guys. I just wish this is a fight that I wish that it could have been, done. I don't care if it was in Ohio, if it was in Denver, in Sandhagen's hometown, if this was back in California, whether it would be in San Diego, San Francisco, something like that. I just wish that this could have been inside of somewhere other than the Apex, guys, because I'm kind of getting tired of these Apex cards. It is just like Dana has said it, that these people are just, having the Apex is like working from home, but just change it already. You have so much more money. Golly, man. But I love this fight, to be honest. Honestly, this fight has so many stakes to it. It's very, very important for the bantamweight division. I do believe that whoever wins this fight, their next fight will be for a title. I mean, it may not be the next title fight, but their next fight will be for a title. And I do believe that's something that weighs in large. All right, Cory Sandhagen, who's a former title challenger of the interim title belt, he never fought for a regular title. The man has lost to, in his last 7 fights, I mean, he's gotten a lot of wins, beating Song Yudong, Frankie Edgar, Marlon Moraes, which that win hasn't aged well because Marlon Moraes has been knocked out by everybody he steps foot with. But Sandhagen has gotten losses to Petr Yan, which is nothing to be ashamed about. TJ Dillashaw, who recently retired after losing towards Aljamain Sterling, and of course the champ Aljamain Sterling. All right, when they fought, I believe it was at UFC 250. That was headlined by Amanda Nunes and, of course, the infamous Felicia Spencer. Yeah, that fight ended up having Sandhagen getting choked out by Aljo in under a minute. Aljo took the back of Sandhagen and put him to sleep. But ever since then, I mean, Cory Sandhagen, striving higher and higher up the bantamweight division. I mean, this guy is a true player at 135. He's showing a lot of promise, and I do believe that with a victory over Marlon Chito Vera, I think that Sandhagen can actually get a good victory, and that victory might hold a lot of weight for him to get a title shot. And that's just my opinion right there. For Marlon Chito Vera, I mean, the man has never fought for a title. The man has last loss against Jose Aldo, but prior to that, his previous loss was to Song Yudong in May of 2020, that's a fight that was controversial. I do believe that it was Marlon Chito Vera that should have won, but we can't do anything about that. But in between all of that, I mean, Marlon Vera knocking out Cold Dominic Cruz. We have Marlon Vera knocking out, you ended up having him knock out Frankie Edgar. He ended up getting a victory over Davey Grant. Who else? Rob Font. He went through a unanimous decision with, but he put the brakes off of Rob Font. Rob Font looked like an alien. After that fight, he ended up giving the only loss to Sugar Sean O'Malley, which Sugar Sean O'Malley still is pretty upset about. And every time Bruce Buffer announces his name, he always throws the 0 as in 0 losses. But in reality, he did lose, so that one loss still remains on his record. As for anything else, I mean, I'm excited for this fight just because we don't know how this fight can go. All right, what's it called? The ESPN MMA site had put out a stat that there's only 3 fighters in UFC history to go 20 appearances in the UFC and never to be knocked down. And one of the three fighters are Max Holloway, John Jones, and Marlon Chito Vera. Marlon Chito Vera does have a chin. He can, withstand, damage. He has very good durability. The man can absorb punches and stuff like that. He can go with the best of them. The thing is just that Chito Vera, what's it called? He puts damage onto other people. We've seen it before. We've seen it in the Dominic Cruz fight. Cruz was going backwards. He was trying to avoid Chito Vera's, right hand. He was trying to avoid the T-kick. He was trying to avoid getting hit because every time it delivered and it connected, Cruz didn't like it. Rob Font, the same thing too. He was, he was throwing more volume, but Chito Vera was being more precise and had more precision into his punches. And when he threw a 1-2 punch, everything was clean and landing. And to the point where Font couldn't just withstand any of the punches, and his face showed it. Now, my question is, will that happen against Cory Sandhagen? I don't know. I know that the key to victories for Chito Vera is he's going to have to be fighting like a phone booth type of a fight, because the second that he gives Sandhagen any type of a space, he's going to try to utilize his legs. I mean, we saw Sandhagen wheel kick Marlon Moraes. We have seen Sandhagen fight within range and flying knee Frankie Edgar. We saw it when he was fighting Song Yadong, when he was able to dictate his own fight. All right, give Sandhagen a lot of space. He will be able to make sure that you 100% regret that. And I believe Marlon Vera, after the halfway point of round 2 moving on forward, I think that he can do that. We all know that Marlon Vera is in a throwaway round 1. For whatever reason that is, I have no idea why he does that, and I can't stand it. I can't stand when he does those type of things. All right, but yes, Chito Vera will be fighting Cory Sandhagen on February 18th. I cannot wait for that fight. I think that fight just rules. All right, and I love to see the best of the best fights, the best of the best in their own division, and to see who be closing and getting an inch closer towards goal. All right, like I said, the winner of this fight, their next fight will be for a title. Not to say that the title fight will be next, for them. It's just a matter of, is Aljamain Sterling going to fight Henry Cejudo on that March 4th card, or is Aljamain Sterling going to be fighting Sugar Sean O'Malley, who seems like he will have the next title shot if it's not Henry Cejudo. All right. On other news, we did get a flyweight fight, confirmed, and it is Alex Perez versus Manel Kape, Starboy Manel Kape. That will be on for March 25th in UFC San Antonio, which that would be a great fight. I mean, that is close to where Alex Perez resides from. The question is, will Alex Perez be able to make weight? And if he does make weight, will the doctors clear him? Because we have seen it since his fight against Davison Figueiredo. Since after that fight, he has had a very difficult time trying to make 125. And if he was to try to go up to 135, I heavily do feel that he'll be heavily outsized and outmatched. And I just don't think that would be a good matchup for him. He needs to figure out a way and how he can make 125 pounds. Manel Kape, on the other hand, this man is trying to shoot for the stars, and I do not blame this man whatsoever. All right, reason being because Manel Kape rules. His most recent fight, I believe, it was on the previous UFC card when he fought David Dvorak. All right, ended up winning the fight. I've definitely had felt that Manel Kape should have went for the kill instead of just goofing around in round 3, but that's neither here nor there. He's gotten the victory. This man's on a 3-fight winning streak. I mean, he ended up defeating Ode Osborne. He ended up defeating Zagas Zugmagulov by punches in round 1. All right. Previously, he lost to Alexander Pantoja. The man's lost to Mateus Nicolau. All right. But I do believe that he was to fight Mateus Nicolau again. I think the result may be a little bit different. But it's a good fight because I think that whoever wins this fight, they'll be getting closer towards a title shot. I don't think that the winner of this fight fights for the title next, just because Alex Perez previously has lost, and Manel Cap, I mean, he is 3-2 in the UFC. I do believe that he would need a top 5 fighter to face before he could get even closer towards a title shot. But yeah, guys, that covers it all. The UFC, announced Marlon Chito Vera versus Cory Sandhagen for February 18th, which it is a banger, and I highly anticipate you guys to watch it. Don't miss out on it. And Manel Cap versus Alex Perez, that'll be on for March 25th. That most likely will be a flyweight main card fight. Probably going to open up the main card at UFC San Antonio. But until then, guys, I am Flav Oriana. Thank you for tuning in to Flav Oriana's MMA show. Please hit the like and subscribe button, guys. If you go on this side, you can subscribe. And if you go on this side, this will be more of my recent MMA video that I have posted. All right, guys, until then, I am Flav Oriana, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys, and have a good one. See ya. Have a good night.